So guys, now we will be taking a look at this control flow instructions. Control flow means controlling the program's flow. So how we can control the program's flow is changing the instruction pointers value. I have already said that we cannot change the EAP value by normal instructions. That means we cannot change the EAP register value by simply saying move, add, subtract or multiplication or etc. But there are some instructions that can change the EAP value. Okay, now let's take a look at those instructions, and these are divided into two types. Those are unconditional jump and conditional jumps. So unconditional jump means the program flow jumps from particular point to another point, whatever the condition may be. Okay, let's check the syntax, and the syntax is jump space address. So whenever this instruction has been executed and the program flow jumps to this address directory, so the instructions in between the next address and this address will not get executed. That's why this is called unconditional jump, because we are not checking any condition before the jump and we are directly performing the jump to this address. That's why this is called unconditional jump. Now before we see the conditional jumps, we need to take a look at the another instruction called compare instruction. So this instruction takes two values and compares each of them. So compare ebx comma 20. So it takes the ebx values and 20 value and then compares the both of the values, but it does not store the result, but it affects the extended flags like in zero flag, sign flag, overflow flag, etc. So based on those flags, these conditional jumps takes place. Actually this compare instruction subtracts both of these registers, both of these operand values, and then sets the extended flag values. Based on those extended flag values, these conditional jumps takes place. Now let's take a look at all these conditional jumps. First one is jump if greater than. Jump if greater than. So after this operation, ebx value, say ebx contains 50. So the next instruction we will be writing this jump if greater than to the address. So 50 is obviously greater than 20. So the jump greater than will get executed and the jumps takes place. And in the same way, jump if greater than or equal to. And jump JL stands for jump if less than. So let's say EVX contains the value 10, then obviously 10 is less than 20. Then the next instruction, if we write jump less than to any address, since 10 is less than 20, this jump takes place. If EVX contains value 30, since 30 is not less than 20, then this jump will not takes place and program executes normally. In a similar way, jump if less than equal. JLE stands for jump if less than or equal to. And finally JE is jump if equal to. If EBX is 20, the exact value of this right operand 20, then only the jumps takes place. So these are the basic jumps you need to know. There are so many jumps based on the extended flags. You can check on Google the jump instruction table. These jumps are very important in the exploitation perspective. When in the buffer overflows, you may sometimes application will take the jump ESP hex code as a bad character, then these jumps comes handy. Okay guys, that's all some exploitation concept. Now we will go into Ubuntu VM and let's take a look at some examples. Okay guys, now let me create a new file. Now I am writing the global text, global start. Now I am directly writing the text section. Now let's start our start function. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move EAX comma 30 and move EBX comma 20. Now what I'm going to do is I will say jump to temp. So there is no temp label or function in our assembly code. Now we are going to create a temp. This is the temp label. And okay, what shall we write? Okay, let's say some normal instructions. ECX comma 50, move EDX comma 10. So whenever my program is executing, this is the unconditional jump. That means the program jumps to this label directory. Now let's write one instruction after this jump instruction, that is move EAX comma 40, to show you guys that EAX value will stay 30 because this jump directly changes the execution flow to this label and this instruction will not get executed. Now let's save this file. Now let's assemble with NASM. Now let's link the object file with linker LD. Since we are not printing any output, I will be opening directly the executable in GDB debugger. Now let me put a breakpoint at the start function, since we know that there is a start function. So now let's run our program. So we are moving the 1e value, which is okay, one value that is in hexadecimal. So EAX contains 1e value. Now we are placing the 0x14 into EBX. So okay, fine, absolutely fine. EAX contains 1e, EBX contains 14. Now jump instruction takes place, jump to this address which is temp. Now as you can see, there is little arrow mark here, arrow mark pointing to the temp label. Now you can see the next instruction is move EX comma 0x28. That is we are trying to modify again, but it won't get modified because we are directly jumping to this temp. So this instruction is skipped. Now if I run this, you can see the EX contains still 1e. So this instruction is skipped. Now this temp label contains some code which moves ECX and EDX. So that is not very much important. Now let's quit our program. Now let's see the conditional jumps. Now I am going to say compare EAX comma 30. Since EAX contains 30 and we are also comparing with 30, it will be equal value. Now I am going to say jump if equal. Now let's okay, at the same time we will put another jump here to show you all conditional jumps in the single program, I mean at a time. Now ECX contains 50. We say compare ECX with 100. Since ECX is going to be less than 100, now if I say jump if less than to test, then the program flow, now that the code at the test label gets executed. Now let's write the exit system call here. Okay guys, now what we have done is, first we are checking EAX with 30, so this is equal, so jump if less than takes place to the temp, and the code at the temp label gets executed, move ECX 50, and then we are comparing ECX with 100. Since ECX is less than 100, this jump takes place and this instruction will not get executed. Now let's see all of this in the debugger. Now I am putting the breakpoint at the start. Now let's run the program. Now we are moving the value 1e into EAX and 14 into EBX, just like previous example. Now we are comparing EAX with 1e. Since EAX also contains 1e, now the 0 flag is set. You can see the 0 flag here because this compare operation subtracts these two values and checks. Since these two values are same, the subtraction results the 0 and the 0 flag is set. So jump if equal, this checks the 0 flag, and you can see there is a arrow mark again. It tells that our jump is successful. So this move EAX 0x28 did not get executed. Now we are moving 32 into the ECX. So now ECX contains 32, that's fine. Now we are comparing ECX with 64. Since 64 is greater than this 32, jump if less than. So this ECX is less than 64, that's why jump if less than, and the program jumps to this test function, test label, and as you can see, move edx 0xa did not get executed because edx contains 0. That means the jump has successfully taken. Now we can see the normal exit system call code here. If we can run this program, exited normally. So that's all you need to know about the basic jumps, guys. I hope you have understood.